everybody. Hopefully you can hear me, I hope. Yeah, thank you very much, Morrison Creed, for inviting us here today. This genuinely is amazing. You guys probably won't realise it, but we do this quite a bit. And this is an awesome crowd. I can't believe I'm actually standing in front of so many of you. So thank you. Thank you, Morrison Creed. I actually first spoke to these guys, I think it was probably 9 a.m. Palmy time, 9 p.m. London time, I think. I'm pretty sure, though, I remember the conversation really well because our automated lights in my office in London just, packed up shop for the day. So halfway through our call, it just went pitch black, and the guys were like, "Are you still there?" I was like, "Yeah, hold on, let me just turn the light back on." So it's been a bit of a whirlwind year, why I'm here. But Rod talked about a global company, Xero being a global company. Receipt Bank had no intention of being a global company, none whatsoever. We were happy in London, happy in the UK. We came over here twice last year, and we thought, actually, you know what? This has got huge potential for us as well. Our product isn't UK specific, it's not European specific. Everybody, all small businesses have the problems of receipts and invoices. Hell, nobody likes doing data entry, especially not when it's starting to get to summer, that's for sure. So that's what we're doing. So we came out here, beginning of February this year, created an office, had a lot of fun doing it, and we're doing it in Melbourne as well. So it's really exciting, and the opportunity for software to really grow is massive. But kind of digressing, why am I here? Why am I important for you guys? So you've got 3 elements to your bank account, really. The bank account itself, the money you guys are getting, and that's the fun part, because you know what's going to come into the bank. The less fun part is actually what's going out of the bank. So all of those receipts, all of those invoices, it's no fun, but it is vital. So that's really what we're doing. And if I can digress a little bit longer, if you can let me ramble a little bit longer and just smile politely, that'd be good. Receipt Bank was founded, in 2010. It was co-founded by 2 guys, one called Alexis and one called Michael. Now, Michael is one of those slightly irritating characters where he'll always read tech blogs, and almost every week there'll be a new app that he wants us to try, literally almost every week. Back in 2010, he had a couple of small businesses, and he was a consultant, so he would, expense his expenses. He'd, either rebill them, or indeed he'd need them there in his accounts. And he is still to this day hopeless with admin. Like, he'll never have a pen on him, let alone keeping his invoices and receipts. Just would never do it. So he'd, get the phone call from his accountant being like, "Michael, we need this data now." Just would never ever come. So he'd be fined by the tax man like almost regularly. I'm sure tax man probably thought it was a bit of a joke. So Michael, being Michael, he Googled receipt processing. I'm pretty sure the only person in 2010 ever to Google receipt processing, but he did. And there was a company called Receipt Farm. Receipt Farm said, "You know what, you send us your paper, we'll do the data extraction, we'll put it into an Excel spreadsheet." So again, Michael being Michael, he was like, "Oh, this is awesome, this is exactly what I need." And that's what he did. He sent the paper, they gave him an Excel spreadsheet, and he was like, "Yeah, this is brilliant, this is exactly it, this is problem solved, no issue, too easy." But then the penny kind of dropped, and actually, within 10 minutes, he realized he hadn't moved the problem. He'd got this pile of paper on his desk still. He'd now got the Excel spreadsheet, but that wasn't going anywhere. His accountant didn't have it, his software didn't have it, and actually he'd only just moved the problem, he hadn't solved it. So he emailed them, and being a true consultant, he emailed them with some helpful tips and advice and thoughts he'd had. So he'd said, "Hi guys, have you thought about this, that, and the other?" And apparently they wrote back in about half an hour saying, "Thank you so much, Michael, for your feedback. We really, really appreciate it. Unfortunately, we're closing down today." So then he said, "Cool, well, can I buy you?" So that was it. So that was 2010. That was for £1, and now we're here 3 years later, which is all a bit nuts. But it's coming from him experiencing that problem himself. So, talking a little bit about us. Our aim is pretty simple. We're aiming to save you an hour a week. And an hour a week might not sound that much, but trust me, that adds up. So you send us the paper in whatever format. I've got some submission methods here. So you can now, for example, how many of you actually out there have an iPhone or an Android phone or some sort of smartphone? Great. Okay, super. So you can now, when you're out and about, take a photograph of that receipt. That's it. You don't have to keep that receipt anymore. You can literally throw it away. You can throw it away at -10. You can give it back to the taxi driver if you want to. I don't really mind. But you can take a photograph. That photograph will come into Receipt Bank. Receipt Bank will extract the data and code it for you and send that straight to Xero. So that's one method. It's my personal favorite. I get a little bit excited about it. As geeky as that sounds, I never thought I'd say something like that in real life, but I am. Also email, for example. How many of you guys ever get emailed invoices or bills from suppliers? Excellent. Something similar as your phone bill, I'm sure. The suppliers can now email Receipt Bank directly with that bill. So each month, actually, we get it, not you. So that's really cool. Saves you digging around, trying to find in your inbox, where was that Vodafone phone bill? I know I spent a lot with them, but where on earth was it? So that's an example. This is what we're doing. We're stripping off the data. Pretty basic, pretty simple, but it just means you don't have to. You don't have to hire somebody to. You guys can be actually focusing on far more enjoyable things than data entry. And then we send it straight to Xero. So there's a clip of Xero at the bottom. So anybody who's not used to Xero, there's your kind of accounts payable there. And the important thing is we securely store all of the images. So for 7 years, so for tax and audit purposes, it's all online, secure. You can always download it if you want to. We also attach that image straight to Xero. So hopefully, hypothetically, you don't need to come back into Receipt Bank because actually everything is in Xero. And here are just some sort of Twitter love that we've got. So some experiences of why people are using us and why they enjoy using us. Having been with the company right from the very beginning, so 3 years ago, I actually can't tell you how excited I get still to this day when anybody tweets us. It's juvenile, I know, but it's just unbelievable that somebody is genuinely saying that they love it. It's, Rod said earlier, and the question was, why beautiful software? Hey, people are loving this. It's amazing. And as soon as you're using it and you're realizing how much easier it can be, please do tweet, because then you know that I'll be smiling when I see it pop up on my phone. So it's $20 a month. $20 a month for saving you an hour a week. And that's a great quote up at the top with, it's all relative to how much time it saves you and how much you value your time. So hopefully that's helped. By all means, please come and speak to me. I'm pretty clear in my T-shirt. Come and speak to me at the end, and I'll be happy to help and answer any specific questions.